Thanks for agreeing to have a chat with us, Gerry, from Lanzarote. And we had the news, obviously, yesterday that May 22nd is the by-election.
Well, a lot of it is beginning already online and stuff like that, but until you sign on the dotted line, officially you're not running.
Have you made your appointment yet to officially become a candidate?
That's happening today or tomorrow. I'll be putting the application in, and then they'll give me a date that I go over and sign up. I think I've as equal chance as everyone else that's in it to get the seat.
And who would you think is your mate?
I actually think Fianna Fáil and Fine Gael will struggle this time around.
Yeah, Fianna Fáil, I think it's a John Stevens, isn't it? Who's the Fianna Fáil candidate. I don't know if you...
I'm not sure of his name even.
Yeah, that's his name. Actually, Bertie Ahern was out a couple of days ago backing him. I don't know if you saw his comments.
He's around a long time.
He's quite an astute political commentator, isn't he? He was commentating a lot about you in the general election campaign as well, yeah. He said he did...
Exactly, yeah. He's from the constituency, so...
Yeah.
It's his old stamping ground, as he say.
It is. He was saying, though, in recent days, he doesn't think you can win it this time around. What do you think of those comments?
Yes. Well, that's his opinion. He's entitled to his opinion. I think I can. I think that, like, everyone is equal in it. Like, I mean, there was in the presidential election, that constituency had over 8,000 spoiled votes. Mm-hmm. So Fianna Fáil certainly ain't getting that 8,000 votes of Fine Gael. Yeah, well, I've been speaking to people all over the constituency, Sheriff Street, Glasnevin, Fisborough, Cabra, Stony Barra, the markets, Summerhill, everywhere, and I support everywhere there. Mm-hmm. Much more than I had the last time.
And what's the difference for your campaign this time? What are you going to do differently?
It'd be very similar. There'll be probably a bit more knocking on doors and dropping into different areas. But it'd be basically the same.
What's your manifesto, I suppose? What's your mandate? What are you offering to the people?
I'm not going to put in people's doors sheets of paper that they throw into their green bins with full of promises. I don't make promises that I can't keep. I can say now I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, and when I get in I probably won't be able to do that, and then I'll be as bad as the people who are in there after making promises that I can't keep. So I'm not going to make a promise to nobody. I'm going to do my best to get in, and when I get in, whatever they want, I'll be doing it for them. And I'll be their eyes and ears in the door. Mm-hmm. I mean, we're talking about Pascal Donahue's old seat, so it's a vacant seat at the moment. Pascal done well up around that area, the Shisbin, Glasnevin, and, he well done, but he ran for the election, and he got in, and he didn't do his term. He abandoned ship, and a better job came up. A staunch man, all be good for his community, got offered a higher wage and he was gone like a bat out of hell. You have Mihal promising he's going to do 50,000 houses this year, 50,000 last year. He's not going to do that, and he knows he's not going to do that. So imagine me saying I'm going to do 50,000 houses. I'd be telling a lie. That's what I'd be doing if I said that. But I'd certainly promise to do my best. And then we have the other fella from down in Wicklow with the hospital, promising this, promising that. A hospital that costs 700 million, it's gone into 2 billion plus, and it's not even open, and they don't know when it's going to be open. None accountability at all.
The last time around, Gerry, you obviously got a lot of votes from the North Inner City, from where you're from. Are you going to focus? Yeah. Are you going to focus more this time on more middle class areas that you mentioned, like the likes of Drumcondra, Glasnevin, where you didn't get a huge amount of votes?
Well, I've been approached by people up in them constituency who was asking me to come up and come around, and they come around with me in the cabaret area, in the Drumconvert, Stony Batter. They says, come up and we'll go around with you and we'll do all that. I will be doing that. But I'll be still down in the East Wards and the Docklands and the Sheriff Streets and the Summer Hills. I'll be doing it for everywhere, the whole constituency.
Yeah.
And I'll be there and they can ask me what they like, or they can run me from the door if they want to. Like, there's a lot of politicians out there now and that are helping up-and-coming politicians, and they've been ran from the doors. When I've done it, I haven't been ran from one door, but I will accept if I'm run from a door. I don't have a problem with it. People have the right to say what they like to you.
You live...
Yeah, the cost of living is a massive issue for people all over the country. The truck drivers and the farmers and everything. The people that run the country, the politicians, they don't have an issue with it. They've been paid. They've enough dough from their wages, you know.
Yeah.
So it doesn't affect them.
So you think the main thing that the people who'll be voting in this by-election are concerned about is cost of living, housing. They're two major issues for your constituents.
Yeah, hospitals, waiting lists and hospitals and stuff like that. Like, I mean, I had a leg injury myself, and I went into the hospital, into a private hospital, because I have private insurance. And I went in, and he says, yeah, it'll be 8 weeks for a scan. I went to Spain, and I got the scan in 2 days, and I was on the operating table in 10 days. Job done. With the insurance. In Ireland, it's just taking too long. Hopefully, I'll be in Dublin for 4 years, morning, noon, and night, if I'm elected.
Any final message to people who could potentially vote for you, Gerry, on why they should?
People can vote for me, or they can vote for anyone they like. What I would like people to do is register. If everyone in the country registers, and vote for who you like, but register, that will be more of a big issue in my books, because the government don't want you to register. You know, the government can just press a button tomorrow and everyone is on the register. They don't want you on the register.
Did you agree with the recent fuel protests?
I agreed with it. I think it should have been doubled. I was just caught up in so much of my own stuff. I'd have been up there with them protesters. 100% back them up. And they'd have to do more. And if the police wanted to back them up, the good ones, they could have called the blue flu, what they done when they were going out on strike themselves, because they're not allowed to go on strike. They should have done the blue flu and helped them farmers. That's what they should have done. And them truck drivers. It's a knock-on effect, all that fuel. If them truck drivers and farmers have sold all their vegetables to Lidl at a certain price, and roachers and duns, and if a fuel protest happens, the fruit can't get delivered. It's a knock-on effect. That protest is not just for farmers. That protest is for everyone in the country. Everybody.
And do you think we'll see more of that?
I hope there is.
Would you get involved in trying to organise anything like that?
I wouldn't get involved and organise, but I would certainly go along with them, you know.
Yeah, they were quickly put out of action by the army vehicles moving in. What did you think of that?
Yeah. Well, I'm glad the army didn't get involved.
Well, their vehicles got involved to move some of the
vehicles. Yeah, that had been a ministerial order. Pass them vehicles down there, and I'm sure the army, the defence forces they'd have went on a green flu, I think, if it came to it. You know, they wouldn't have been down there. They're not stupid. The soldiers they can't pay their bills either.
We also, as well, recently saw the arrest of your son, Jason, for extradition also over the last couple of weeks. That's in relation, to a money laundering probe.
Yeah, that happened. He was arrested in Lanzarote. and within 40 minutes it was all over the Irish newspapers, as if they're after capturing Ben Laden. The kid was in a police station a few times in his life getting his passport stamped. Never been in trouble in his life. But the timing is good. There's election coming up. It's nice. Gerry Hutch's son has had been arrested for money laundering and he's getting extradited. He was arrested over here 2 years ago with me and 10 people for the same incident, and that's still going on in Lanzarote. So why try arrest him again and bring him back to Ireland to face the same charge when it's happening in Lanzarote? I believe it's politically motivated.
You believe
But
it's
I'll just let it hang on. Whatever happens, happens.
You believe it's linked
It's
to
time, and they do these things at certain times to suit themselves. Everyone knows that. Anyone who has a half a brain knows that.
So you believe it was directly linked to your run in the by-election?
I think so, yeah. I think it's the poison people in certain areas. Oh, this man is still at crime. You can't elect him. He's at crime now. His son is getting arrested and he's getting brought back. They done the same when I was running the first time. They got the Spanish to kick me door in and arrest me and put me into jail. So I'm running for election. They arrest me, money laundering. That goes on for 18 months. Then I'm running for election again, and he can't arrest me again. It looked too obviously. Nicky's son, put him in there.
We obviously saw a big development this week in the United Arab Emirates with the arrest of Daniel Kinahan, who's currently in prison, as you know, in Dubai, and he's facing an extradition hearing. Were you surprised when you heard the news? I think it broke last Friday.
I wasn't surprised when I heard he was being extradited. I knew he was getting extradited. The only thing I was surprised was the timing. That's all. They could have extradited him 3 months earlier. They'd probably have you believe that the DPP signed the extradition warrant an hour before. They could have took him back any time in the last 6 months. They took him back. There's an election happening. The police are doing a great job. The government, the Justice Department, Fianna Fáil are doing a great job. They're getting Daniel Kinahan back. It's all about timing with him coming back, you know.
I think the DPP possibly ruled about 3 or 4 weeks ago, and it was quite an extensive file on Daniel Kinahan. It was looking at lots of different organised crime charges, and obviously we don't really know until he appears in court first in Dubai, and then if he is extradited back to Ireland, we'll hear the full charges. But one of the things that I certainly heard is that they're looking to charge him over a plot to kill you in Lanzarote in 2015 on New Year's Eve. I'm sure you remember that night very well.
Oh, I certainly do remember it. I remember the blood going down to my feet on the second occasion when they done it. First occasion, I'm in the pub and I had a few beers on me. I wasn't too bad. Second day, I was playing sober and the blood went to my feet.
The allegation is that he was actually on the phone to the hitmen on that night when they were trying to kill you. I mean, were you surprised that he might have had that direct level of involvement? That's the accusation by the Garda?
I don't know, but they made a balls of it anyway.
Well, yeah, you're sitting here having this conversation anyway. Yeah, exactly. Do you think it's good that justice is catching up with Daniel potentially? Or do you think
Karma is there. I said it when I was talking to you at the last election. Karma will sort him out.
You don't sound surprised that it's finally happening.
No, that was always going to happen.
It doesn't sound like you spend too long thinking about the likes of Daniel Kinahan any longer. I mean, obviously there was the feud that claim 16 live.
18 live.
18.
Claimed 18 live.
A lot of them on the Hutch side. Is that something you still spend a lot of time thinking about?
No, I try not to think about things. I try to move forward. I'm not a person to hold vengeance or hold that. I wouldn't be going to bed thinking of stuff like that. What happened yesterday happened. Tomorrow is a new day.
It was certainly a lot of bloodshed.
Exactly, yeah. A lot of bloodshed, unnecessary.
And a lot of it ravishing, the north inner city where you're from.
Yeah. Destroyed Dublin City.
Yeah. And do you consider it over now?
Well, I hope it is.
Yeah, for sure. Do you let bygones be bygones with Daniel Kinahan as well?
Yeah.
You do?
There has to be other ways, You can't take an eye for an eye. We all end up blind.
Thanks a million, Gerry, for giving us your time from Lanzarote today. I appreciate it.
No bother. Anytime. Take care.